Taking the podium is Philadelphia Union head coach Jim Curtin. Jim will give an opening statement, then we'll open the floor to questions.
Yeah, very good to get back into league play and get the second half of the year going. Obviously, we have 2 tough road games now. Obviously, we focus on Montreal. I thought that the week of preparation was good to have the Swansea game, to ramp up the intensity, to get our guys back into form. Was a good way to prepare for a team that now in Montreal that needs points. Obviously, a rival, again, a team that has some quality players. They'll be missing some guys. We'll be missing some guys. But at the end of the day, it's a big 3 points on the line.
Questions here for Jim?
Any update on where Alejandro stands with his family stuff?
Alejandro had a baby girl a little bit ago, so very happy for him. First and foremost, with me, with the Philadelphia Union, family comes first. We'll be in contact and we'll speak with Ali, see where he's at physically, mentally, that everybody's healthy and happy, and we'll make a decision from there. Obviously, we're a much better soccer team when he is there with us, but there are certain things that are more important than soccer, for sure. The birth of a child, for me, is always something that is an incredibly unique experience for those who haven't had kids. And we'll say he should be with us. The woman does all the work. That's a joke. And listen, the women don't take that out of the context. The women is the most important in this process, for sure. But at the same time, to experience that, what that feels like, is something that I'd be pretty darn selfish to take away from him. So obviously allow him to be with his family right now, and again, we'll assess it and see what's best for Wednesday. But obviously having the baby this morning does make it pretty clear that Saturday he'll be with us for sure. But it's still a decision to be made on Wednesday.
What is her name and weight? Do you have that info yet?
Name and weight. I don't have the weight. The name Milena is the name. So again, that I don't have too many more details than that. The guys were all sending congratulatory texts this morning, so really excited for him. Special, it's his second child, so congratulations to him and his family.
Jim, is it annoying at all to not have Chris and Andre for this because of international winter? Is there a better way for them to do it?
It's a tricky time, the combination of the Gold Cup, of the schedule. They gave us the Saturday off, which was, I guess, nice, but then they crammed in Wednesday, Saturday, Wednesday, so you're playing the same amount of games. I'd rather almost have just kept in the rhythm of a weekly game, and yeah, you're going to miss some guys here and there. So it's a challenge. Again, the national team has a job to do. Again, we always want players to represent our country, so that part is special. But yeah, we're stronger when Andre and Chris are here to choose from. We're a little short-handed. Fabian Herber's also had a sports hernia, so we lose him. Surgery, so that went down this morning as well. So it became a point where he couldn't tolerate the pain anymore, and it was limiting him. So we decided to be proactive and get that done. It's a disappointing loss. So again, we're a little thin in some spots, but it's an opportunity. We talk about our depth, and guys have a big opportunity now to step up and do a good job for us.
Any timeline on Fabian for how long?
They're always like 4 to 8 weeks, depending on how tough you are and what you can handle. So we'll see how he responds. Obviously, the surgery just was done today, so a little early to speculate, but that can be as long as 4 to 8 weeks, but probably somewhere in the 6 to 7. I'd anticipate.
What are your thoughts on just how Chris has played at the Gold Cup so far?
Yeah, I think he's done a good job. To see him and Alejandro start yesterday, I think was good. To have the Philadelphia Union, badge and name mentioned out there with our national team is important. And Chris is a guy who, I'll just say it this way: Bruce knows exactly what he's going to get from Chris, and Bruce has a tendency to like guys that he can rely on, and it's a compliment to Alejandro. It's a compliment to Chris that they're guys that he sees as reliable and guys that can get a job done. And he's very confident in both their abilities. Spoke very highly of Alejandro. Just to be clear too, this has been planned. We've known this now for over a month to 2 months that Alejandro was going to just be in the preliminary rounds and then come back and have the child after that. So not something that was anything other than that. So happy again for Alejandro, but yeah, to have those guys represent the national team was excellent, and Chris in particular has done a good job.
It's a tough schedule for the back half.
Yeah.
9 on the road, 7 at home, at
Yeah.
Chicago, at Atlanta.
Yeah.
I mean, how important is it to get points from these games right now against some of the Eastern Conference teams that are right around the same division as you guys?
Always very important. You know, when the schedule comes out, you always tend to look at it and you make these quick snap judgments, and then you never keep in mind that MLS completely changes year to year in terms of who's at the top. You know, all of a sudden now, what looked like 2 matchups at Chicago late, when you looked at it, you went, okay, that could be good, but now it's not. You know, so again, MLS changes quickly. You know, even the fact that we've had the majority of our games at home now, that always inches up that the strength of schedule gets a little more difficult as they do their little graphs and say who has the toughest schedule. Those things can change though in an instant with an injury to a certain player, with guys getting called up to national teams. So a lot of it's a little bit of luck and timing, but you want to get every point possible. Yes, on paper these games are very important just because where Columbus and Montreal sit in the standings, and it's 3 games in a week's time, where now you could see some real separation from one of us if we can grab all 3, or you could kind of just see it almost be like nothing happened, which would help none of us. So I anticipate. I know from my standpoint we have to be aggressive about going after points even on the road now because we started slow. But yeah, the strength of schedule it's a difficult one. To go to Atlanta, to go to Toronto, these are all hard places to play. But in our league, again, it can change quickly week to week, and I'm confident that our group can get results on the road.
Jim, what's with Pontius away and without Herbert,
Yeah.
it looks like Senior would be in a position to play on one of those wings.
Yeah.
What's the comfort level with having him and Alder together out there, especially with the defensive work they have to put in?
Yeah, they're both experienced players. I'm totally comfortable in both of them being on the field together. We would have a little more possession, and they're guys that are very good on the ball, so comfortable in that regard. Marcus Epps also is an option that can really stretch a defense. You guys have started to see him now, and every time he comes into a game, he changes it. And again, we are doing it with a lot of young guys that are stepping up and doing a good job. And Jack Elliott comes to mind. I'm starting to see him get more accolades for what he's done and the work that he's doing. So some young guys are really stepping up and doing a good job. Marcus is a guy I'm comfortable throwing on the wing. El Senior's obviously experienced out there. Roland is in his best form right now at the number 10 spot, so he's been doing well, also confident in getting goals. And listen, to Kevin's point about the difficulty of the schedule, we almost have to go at the pace that we're on to have a shot at the playoffs. In our last 10, it's 6-3-1. We have to sustain that if we want to talk about now maybe not just squeaking in and being a team that gets an opportunity to maybe host a home game. And again, that's a long way off. I'm not overanalyzing, but at the same time, that's the pace we have to keep in today's MLS, where the East is kind of beating up on the West this year, and you see we'll start to kind of cannibalize each other in the Eastern Conference and take points from each other as the end of the season goes, because that's when all the conference games are played. But it's going to be tight. It's going to be really tight this year, and a lot of points in the East have been taken so far.
It looked like Derek Jones wasn't out there towards the end.
Yeah.
Anything with him?
Yeah, Derek had a concussion, in the Swansea game. Took a knock to the head, cleared everything on the sidelines, but woke up with symptoms the following morning. Came in with, tried to start training and had a headache. And now once you're into that protocol, he'll be out at least till Saturday. So the process is going on right now. Again, it's difficult because it hurts the depth, but guys have to be ready to take their opportunities now. Confident that Craval can come in, a combination of Craval, Bedoya, Carroll, so we have some bodies there that can step up and have played big MLS games before.
Is there any extra, any update on what you guys may be looking for in the window, or are you guys still looking?
Yeah, again, we're always going to look to upgrade our roster. I believe in the group that we have here. We're looking, we're actively looking, and it has to be a fit in terms of positional, financial, all those little variables that come into it. And we're still hard at work in terms of looking to upgrade the roster, just like every other team is at this moment. But at the same time, we know we have a good group, and we're going to have to push forward at least in these few games with this group. And I'm confident that we can go on the road and get some results.
Anything else, Richard?
We see with Montreal, I know they improved, bringing in Francis in that trade with San Jose.
Yeah.
I know with their defensive setup, even though they missed a couple guys,
right,
how important is it for you guys to kind of create those chances early?
Listen, they lost Iango, who for me is the best left back, has been the best left back in the league. So that was a big loss. he killed us last game. If you guys remember here, he was a handful for us. Missing him, Sean Francis is a guy I'm familiar with. I wouldn't be surprised if he got thrown out there in a big spot. Piatti, we're preparing for him to play, but it doesn't look likely that he will play. And again, you dodge a bullet because he's as talented a guy in our league as there is. So we're missing guys. They're missing some guys. It'll be a real fight. The old Wednesday night game, I think, is good for us because it's not quite the same atmosphere usually on a Wednesday night in the home stadium. So we'll have to jump on them and try to take advantage and try to take points.
Jim, does the Gold Cup being here do anything for soccer in Philly?
Yeah, it makes me angry that I'm out of town. So again, anytime the national team can come to Philadelphia, you want to be able to attend those training sessions, to be at the games, to get a feel, because Philadelphia is a great soccer town. We've got a rich history in soccer. The Philadelphia Union is still a newer club, and we're trying to grow and become stronger. But yeah, when our national team is here, it's special, and obviously I know that the fans of Philadelphia will get out and support, just like they did the last time over the Copa America. I thought the atmosphere was excellent. I think it pushed them on against Paraguay in a big game. This is another big game. El Salvador is an opponent that, yes, we are better than, but at the same time it's difficult to play, and hopefully our fans in Philly can make this as a hostile an environment as possible for El Salvador.
Anything else here for Chip?
Speaking of Philly soccer,
Yeah.
Zach Steffen coming up with Columbus.
Yeah.
You managed to coach him. What can you say about his progress?
Yeah. Again, a lot of guys in our league that should be in our should have been homegrowns for us, but the rules of the league mechanisms change on the fly. So, Zach Steffen, Connor Maloney, Colton Storm. You could go through. There's a good list of guys that could have been ours for free. Keegan Rosenberry also. So again, you could make a good list of talented young players in this area. Philly has great players. This city has incredible soccer. I just watched, and again, it got almost no publicity, but there's a little U9 team of 8-year-olds that literally just won the most prestigious international soccer tournament in Portugal, and our 8-year-olds kicked the butt of a lot of big-time clubs, and that's a little local team that's out in the Delco area. So again, there's great players here. Zach Steffen falls into that category. He's done a great job for them in goal. So again, Philly can be is a hotbed. Now we've gotten our academy going, and we're able to keep this talent here, which is good. And again, as the league evolves and adjusts, we adjust to the rules and the mechanisms to keep guys under our umbrella, so to speak. And I think you have a real positive thing that's happening. You see the signings of Anthony Fontana and the Boston Trustees doing well, and Derek Jones, and young players that are thriving here. It's very important that we keep them all as Philadelphia Union players.
Anything else?
It's a hot one. All right, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
Thank you very much.